Untitled Gems podcast. My name is Malcolm Alexander.
And I am Ryan Hale.
You know what? Look, I promise this. After our first break, after we do the next break, it's gonna be all fun stories, man. I can't lie. I will. Moment of literally 10 seconds of transparency. Just last week, I was really disconnected, and I told y'all in the last episode what this verdict would be, and we knew it. We won't get into Rittenhouse and a lot more continued white supremacy in this country. We'll get into that after a quick mention of, as of recording this podcast, 5 people have been killed in Waukesha, Wisconsin, which is a little outside of Kenosha, Wisconsin,
right,
where the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict and the whole trial went down. 5 people have been killed at what seemed to be some Thanksgiving Day parade in which an SUV plowed into a group of people, as previously stated, killing 5 people.
Injuring like
I don't even
or something like that. Sad.
Thank you. I don't know. Quite frankly, I will be honest. I haven't looked much more into it. I heard it just getting news this morning, and this was also the first morning that I probably turned the news on in a few days. And it's like right when I'm like, I got away from it.
Right.
It's just here. And like I said, it's heavy. It's been a heavy week, man. So to people out there, I sincerely ask and pray for your mental. Whoever's, digesting and ingesting what's happening around the world, happening here in the States. Of course, we got to talk about Rittenhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we kind of touched on it last week before the jury deliberations took place. But as everybody listening should probably now know, Rittenhouse was found not guilty of all charges. Obviously, the one gun charge was dropped before the jury deliberations took place. So he was found not guilty for every single thing. And I've got obviously a bunch of thoughts on it, but I just wanted to kind of kick off the conversation, Malcolm, asking you, because I've heard a lot of people say that this isn't a race issue, it wasn't a race case, because the victims who were sadly either killed or and one that was injured weren't black or they weren't people of color. So why is this a race case? Why does this matter to minorities? Why does this matter to black people so much? Why are black people so outraged about this case? So I'll pass it over to you. Why is this something that black people such as yourself are upset about?
To be honest, I'm not upset. It's upsetting. Mm-hmm. I literally chose all last week to just do something different each day. Like, genuinely. K. Tronado dropped a new album. Yeah. I'll get into it. Or a new EP. Adele dropped a new album. I'm going to get into mine later. Like I said, we're going to get into fun. Because genuinely, honest to God, all last week I made it a point to just dance. Like, we are not even becoming numb. Because our next story that we're going to talk about is just more death. It's more trauma. Not just as it pertains to minorities or people of color. Like, I'm really tired of this cultural, what does it mean to people of color and people of color and people of color? Damn it, this affects black people.
Right.
This is hurting niggas, bro. Like in its continued white supremacy. It's what it is, man. I the day that the trial verdict came out, so, foolishly, I went on Facebook, not even to look. Because sometimes there's always notifications.
We were on the phone when it came out.
Yeah, we were talking about something, and then it literally hits, and it's just like, and I just laughed. But then it's like all the God bless Americas I saw on my Facebook, and I don't oftentimes unfriend people, but I was like, I just can't. And we get the Rittenhouse verdict, and I want to give even more context. We get the Rittenhouse verdict in the same week that Julius Jones gets life with no parole, which is a slow death sentence. Again, that's a story for a whole different day. And the same week that we know Ahmaud Arbery's killer is going to get off, as well. As well.
I don't think so.
Look, we didn't think about Rittenhouse, but I promise you,
I think that one is very, 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 very different. We can dive into that later. But if they get off with that, then it's just because there's no evidence to support self-defense in that case. There's no evidence to support anything but a clear attack.
But a whole man got his mama to drive him to a whole different city with a gun he barely even owned, and he killed 2 people. Saying it's self-defense, I don't put it past. In the same vein, are our president, our oh so gracious president, endorses the decision.
Yeah.
Also, like in the same week that Young Dolph gets murdered, in the same week that I don't even know, and this is a sports story, and I know I'm coupling a lot of things, but again, just where I've been at this is a lot. This is heavy. In the same week, a Chinese soccer star is still missing because she spoke out against the Chinese government.
In the same week that two of the killers that were charged and convicted from killing Malcolm X were exonerated as well.
Exactly. It's been, so it's like, how does this affect black people? Like, again, we're numb to it. And I'm going to get into even how much more numb we are to it when we get into talking about Young Dolph. Like, spoiler alert, we're getting into that next. Like, as we know, like it's heavy, man. Like, what does this mean? It means honestly what I've constantly been saying. As far as aggressive language creates radical change. This is why I'm really over social media. Like, where are your black squares at? The same people that were mad about George Floyd, I don't hear from you. It's very hypocritical.
It's not God bless America for those people who are posting it. It's God bless white America.
Well,
it's God bless their white power. God bless their white supremacy. God bless their white stance. God bless their ability to be able to go wherever they want, armed, legally or illegally, and be able to shoot and kill people and claim self-defense.
And think about how 100%. And think about how open carry is being deliberated across states right now. A lot of states are deliberating about what does open carry laws look like moving forward.
That's 100% true. But even if we look beyond that, like just the fact that they can, or that the judge decided to drop the underage gun charge,
of course,
and we see black people all across America who have
getting tried as adults, who are
for
15,
gun
16,
charges,
17. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but hell, my question to you is like, so when's enough going to be enough? Because again, like I didn't get on social media. I didn't post about it. I didn't post about how mad I was, how sad I was, how much. And again, I mentioned all those other stories that happened all in the same week. Because again, it's just trauma. It's just death. And I don't want to say like that's all there is to life, because there's not. Reasons why I mentioned the music, because I just made it a point. I skated a little bit more last week. I found myself dancing in my boxers around my apartment here. Like, for real, just on some, like, I'm really not going to think about this shit, which really fucking sucks. And it's not the answer when I do want to create real change. So when is enough going to be enough? Because it's really easy to join in the swarm of people every single time something like this happens. And we just post. Black people, we go crazy about how it feels, right? We just want to grow old. Black people are going to talk about our livelihoods. And we get our story post, our feed post, all of it. But more has got to be done. When's enough going to be enough for you, Hell?
I don't know, bro. That's a tough question to answer.
Because we're all complicit in it at the end of the day. Because we're just numb to it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking the question. Not saying like neither one. I'm not saying that there's no. I'm not asking like how much work are you doing? How much work am I doing? Because like we're all just existing in it, man. Black joy is a form of resistance.
Exactly. But I think also it's important to talk about this. And I feel like in the past we used to say like our voice didn't matter if we don't have this many social media followers, or we're not this big, and that more celebrities need to speak out. But it's important for you to speak out in your circle, in your group, because everybody doesn't look like you. Everybody that you're associated with and who follow you on social media don't look like you, and they think differently than you. But it's important to speak out on those things, such as the Rittenhouse trial. Like, it was important for me to post stuff that talked about there's still racism in our justice system. This is why we're upset. This is why we're angry and stuff like that, because it creates that awareness. It creates those conversations for white people or people who may be ignorant or uneducated to what's exactly is going on. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's a way to kind of create the momentum to kind of create change. But to answer your question, man, I don't know. I don't feel like we as black people have the privilege to really give up on trying to create change, or to, like you said, even to try to create radical change, because like you said, this is going to be something that continues to happen to us no matter what. We don't have the privilege just to say, this is just going to keep happening. We don't have that privilege. We have to do something different, or this will continue to happen. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you on needing to like or let your followers know, but I've also given up on this notion that it's my responsibility to educate white supremacy. It's at this point I'm here to
Right.
dismantle it. Like it's not my job to be the token black friend that gives you access into this experience just so you can have an ounce of remorse or an ounce of compassion.
No, that's 100% true.
Like
And I'm not even
I'm
saying
really beyond that.
educating on white supremacy, more so as I'm no longer afraid to speak out about what's wrong. You get what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Not even more about educating, because it's not, like you said, it's not our responsibility to educate you. Educate yourself. Don't be so ignorant. Choose not to be ignorant, because ignorance at the end of the day is truly a choice. So you can choose not to be ignorant anymore. It's not our job to educate them, but I think it is something that we have to continue to speak out on, because our voice at times is the only power that we have.
Um, I mean that look true expression. That's what we have. All we
Mm-hmm.
ever really have is the motion
Right.
and the sound of our voice. I firmly believe that, and I firmly agree with you, bro. But I'm beyond it at this point. Like we've seen it just time and time again, and I'll actually use this moment to transition into Dolph. And the reason is because like I just have nothing else on Rittenhouse. I have nothing else for you unless you have closing comments.
Another white man got off, or a boy who's about to get offered internships from people in the government. Just think about it. It's just
sexual predators in the
beyond
government.
me.
Actually, we can just call it what it
beyond me.
is. The reason is because it is just a feeling of numbness at this point. When you ask the old Vanguard, and I remember asking my grandmother this in the OTB interview when I was, last year, right? Because like we see it all the time, and this is after Floyd and Breonna Taylor and everything, right? And when Memphis rapper Young Dolph was murdered last week, all of what seems like to be the same reasons and the same circumstance that our young brother Nipsey Hussle was killed for. Believe it or not, that was the third homicide in Memphis that morning, and it was before noon. I need people to get context from that. That was the third of the morning. And when someone told that to me, they said it with such plainness, as people were saying, "Oh my God, Young Dolph died." It was the third one this morning. So anyway, how are you? The reason I mentioned everyone's complacency and complicitness in this is not as an attack, right? Because I'm with you. I'm with you. I think sometimes it feels like as black people, and I think that's where the mental health aspect can come from it. Why we need more mental health days and days off work is because to sincerely just process this shit is traumatic. Mm-hmm. And the fact that when you ask the old Vanguard, and when I say the old Vanguard, I'm talking about our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, people that have seen this time and time and time again. Ask any black grandparent what the Rittenhouse would have been, and they all told you what it was going to be. Ask anybody about George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and about Trayvon Martin and Zimmerman, like we've seen this time and time again, and all our parents ever can say is, well, you know how it is. Well, you know how it goes. Well, it's the third homicide of the day. Ryan, my question to you, do you think that there's a point at which part of the problem is how much we glorify death, especially as it pertains to Young Dolph being murdered? It's a dogfight happening in Memphis right now. Gary, Indiana. There are places all across this country right now that gang violence is an all-time high. We are killing ourselves, and I promise you, and I think we all know why that is. It's not because black people inherently hate each other, but it's out of systems of white supremacy that have kept us in these circumstances.
Oh, yeah,
do you think that how we play a part in this is, as black people, we glorify violence, we glorify death?
That's a tough question. I don't know if I would say we glorify death, because I don't feel like I would say that us talking about Young Dolph or Nipsey Hussle or other amazing black people who have died by the hands of their community would be glorifying them more so than honoring what they did in the community. So I don't look at it as glorifying.
I'm saying through the music. I'm saying through the music. I'm
Oh,
talking
got you, through the music.
as it pertains
Got it,
to
sorry.
Young Dolph, as it pertains to Nipsey. Right, art imitates real life, and a long like not just a trope, but the reality of hip hop, and for people that are using it as their vessel and to speak their truth, especially when they are from areas like a Memphis, Tennessee, like a Gary, Indiana, like certain parts of Atlanta, and so on and so forth, certain parts here of South Los Angeles, right? We are telling the real stories of our lives through this music. But oftentimes that music does not just result in what we see happening with our luminaries. And I would call Young Dolph and a Nipsey a luminary in our community, people that have believed in our community despite their own trespasses. But we've glorified rap beef. We've glorified violence in the music. We've glorified misogyny. We it's at a point. I'm not trying to sound like somebody old ass uncle, but there's got to come a point where this shit fucking stops. So I'm not saying glorifying it and by talking about it 100%. No, it's all we can do. The fact that we're numb to it is because is that all we know? Are we glorifying it? Is there a point at which maybe the music, our output, our expression, does it have to change? Are we glorifying it with our expression is what I'm saying. That's what I'm asking.
Got you. And in a way, then, to answer that question is yes, because we do glorify violence. There are lots of rappers that people call, the mumble rap. Now I sound like the old uncle too, but the mumble rap generation or whatever, who to most of us or to older people, we have no idea what they're talking about. But when you pull up the lyrics, they're talking about a lot of violence. They're talking about misogyny. They're talking about killing this person, pulling out my Glock here, doing all this. Same thing in battle rap too. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you said, we're numb to it because it's become a way of life for most black communities and a lot of black rappers in the hip hop culture and things of that nature. So I definitely can see how you would say that it is glorifying death or violence, because in many ways it is. But sadly,
it's so subconscious, bro. It's so literally subconscious. Like I'm really not trying to be that. Listen to it, like, because I don't think we're not in the club sitting there dissecting Future lyrics. We're not sitting in the club dissecting YG lyrics. We're not sitting there like listening like, golly, that's not what it is. But it's the energy. It's the fact that when we go to the gym, like what might be the music sometimes, it is violent music. That's what gets us pumped up. You know what I'm saying? Like there's got to be a point that we just really stop and think, like, what are we ingesting? We care about our food diet most times, sometimes depending. Some of us more than others, and I don't mean that in a good or bad way, but just we care about, or we take self-awareness of like what we're eating, right? If we get food poisoning, we're like, or, if we keep like we gonna get into it. Why black people still gotta stop messing with dairy? But y'all already know some of y'all live alone. Some of us live alone, so it's like it's nice if we ingest some mac and cheese because we know what's gonna happen afterwards. But like we're able to take a note of that and make a change. It's really tragic, and I sincerely send my thoughts and my prayers out to Young Dolph's family. The circumstance of the fact that he was even going back buying cookies. Supporting small black businesses.
Yep.
We know that he's someone who's consistently supported his his community and given back. He's championed his community. He's also maintained independent in the music industry. So of course, and he owns his master. So yes, if y'all stream his music right now, that is a way to support him and his family right now.
Yep, that's true. And definitely, like you said, man, blessings out to his family, his kids, the people that were close to him, because it's just so sad. It's so sad. And Charlamagne the God said something on the Breakfast Club when he was talking about this, and it's like lots of times because like you said, pointing back to the systemic issues that have plagued black communities since the beginning of time, we sometimes forget that not only do we need more money and resources and things like that in the community, but those resources are a way to kind of show more love to those people who are hurting. There are so many people hurting in the black community, and I'm not making any excuse for the people who have, who killed Young Dolph or Nipsey or anything like that. But lots of times why people do that is because they are jealous and envious, and they're not getting the love that a Young Dolph and stuff that is. Exactly. That's literally all it is. And it's sad because lots of times, and Charlamagne mentioned this, lots of times they get that love when it's too late. They find that peace within themselves sitting in a jail cell somewhere. You get what I'm saying? And to the system, they feel like they've won. They've got another criminal off the street. They've got another black person off the street in Young Dolph or Nipsey Hussle. And now somebody's sitting in prison and they're not able to use what they've learned or what they should have learned way a long time ago. You get what I'm saying? Because once you find that love and once you learn that peace and find that true black joy, you're not wanting to go and be envious or jealous of another man. Now you want to try to encourage other people to find that black joy and stuff like that. It's a trickle down effect. And it's the same for the other way around. Once I'm envious, once I'm jealous, and I connect with somebody else who may have envy or jealousy, then we connect to somebody else, and now we out here shooting and killing somebody at a bakery. You get what I'm saying? So it's sad,
again, it's sad, man. Like I really just challenge us as folk, man, because it's like the Rittenhouse verdict, man. That's just trauma, man. We talk about Wakosha, like that's it's trauma. Like Dolph, like the context of it being the third homicide that morning, not even that day, that morning. The numbness that like I feel personally, but I know a lot of black folk feel to this, and then having to like put face on and just go to work. Like I'm an entertainer. I think what's so soul sucking about sometimes my life is like how hard it is to put the face on for the 6 to 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? Put it on, put the suit on, and just like, hey, I'm here. Be connected on social media, posting content. Like I wanted to recap Capacity all last week, and I couldn't even find the words to just even do it and put the photos online because I didn't feel that kind of joy. I didn't feel I didn't want to share that kind of content because like it wasn't authentic to how I'm really, really, really feeling. Mm-hmm. It's a numbness, man, and like I think that there's a complicitness and a complacency that we have in it, in just what we're ingesting because it is normal to us, and this shit shouldn't be normal. This shit should not be normal.
Yeah. Well, just to shout out to everybody who before we wrap it up, just because obviously we're not the only people that's feeling this way. A bunch of our listeners probably are too, and whoever you pass this podcast to or this episode to is probably feeling that way. So just to shout out to everybody who is feeling this way, just to know that you are loved, you are important, you can find joy and find hope even in the sad times, because I truly believe that the storm is temporary, and even though this has become something that we are numb to, there is a way to kind of find peace and hope and joy past this. So don't let this be the tipping point. Don't let this be the end all be all. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, man. We'll take a break, man. We'll come back so we can have some fucking fun on this podcast, bro. Because, like, fuck this shit, man.
We need it.
The new Studio 54 is here, y'all. If you love disco music, house music, funk, R&B, all of those genres are played and they go crazy at Capacity Dance Party. Hosted and curated by myself, Malcolm Alexander, every single party features one of LA's best DJs and myself spinning nothing but the best dance music around, spreading across all decades. So, to get info and tickets on the next Capacity Dance Party, head over to capacitydanceparty.com and follow us on social media at Capacity Dance Party.
Unfiltered Gems back with you guys. I am Ryan Hale.
I'm Malcolm Alexander.
And like Malcolm mentioned, we are definitely going to have fun for the rest of the podcast.
I promise you.
I
promise
alone,
you.
We definitely need it. But I know you guys as listeners need it as well. So one of our favorite topics that we've just kicked off a few weeks back is our pick six. So Malcolm, I'll let you lead in with your first pick of the pick six, but go off.
Well, I of course I gotta share it. It took me, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really digest the album fully when it first came out. But I'm talking about the Silk Sonic record. Okay. But last night they opened up the AMAs, the American Music Awards, if you will, with Smoking Out the Window. And
the best song on the album.
It's a great record. And the performance was so fire, and I've just never heard "Bitch" sound so beautiful coming out of like a singer. Like they really hit the inflections on it. It was just like, what the hell? Like they hit the notes on. I've never heard "Bitch" sang so melodically. And so it was just It was
not even when Too Short said, "What's your favorite word?"
No, like I mean, it's great. Like 'cause there's a it's said harmoniously with Too Short, you know, because most times you get the whole congregation.
That's the only way.
That's the only way. So you get the whole congregation with you most times when you're with Too Short. With this one, it's just the way that they say it, because not everyone sounds pretty when they say the. Most people don't sound pretty when they say the word.
Yeah, that's not the word.
Let alone sing it.
Yeah.
So. But it was just a great performance. Like, I just love this era that they're in. They are just further proving that the album's supposed to be played live, and it's great.
I cannot wait for them to announce the tour because they can have all my money.
Take it all. I think you might have to come out here for that one. If they don't have a Phoenix, if they don't have a Phoenix date,
if they don't, I might have to do that.
Which they probably won't. Let's be honest.
Probably, I know. I'm being honest with myself. I'm not looking for a Phoenix one. So anywhere in the vicinity, take my money. Okay?
Come on, man. What about you? Give me another pick.
Yeah, bro. Staying on the AMA Awards. Something I did want to talk about. As you know, there's always different categories: best R&B, best hip hop. Also, favorite gospel artist was out there. And the nominees that were there is obviously the GOAT, Kurt Franklin, gospel singer Corin Hawthorne, my favorite gospel music group of the last probably 5 to 10 years, Maverick City Music, and then also the great Tasha Cobbs Leonard. But the winner and the final nominee was Kanye West. And I just have to say, give me a minute, Malcolm.
All right, hold on. Like, we will legit put a minute on the clock. No, because honestly, I did hear about this, and I have some thoughts. I did hear about this, but I want to give as a man of the book. You know what I'm saying? As a man of faith,
bro.
Sir,
you know that
I've on the clock.
Yes, please.
Now,
I've grown up on gospel music all my life. For most of my life, before high school and most of college, that was all I listened to was gospel music. Still to this day, I listen to a bunch of gospel music every day and every week. But I remember when Kanye first dropped Donda and talking with some friends about I remember some friends mentioning, how this is a gospel album. He's not cussing on it. He's talking about God a lot. This is a gospel album. And I told them multiple times, just because you talk about God does not make this a gospel
doesn't make it a gospel album.
This is not a gospel album. People don't know what gospel music is. Go back and listen to Kurt Franklin. Go listen to Marvin Sapp, Fred Hammond, the Clark Sisters. Go back and listen to
BB
all of these. BB and CeCe Winans. Yes, Donnie McClurkin, Kira Clark. There's so many gospel music artists, especially in this category alone, where there's no way in any society, any world, any universe where Kanye West should have won. And I'll wrap it there. I'll even give you 2 seconds left. That was just sickening what I saw.
I love it. Look, it was short, sweet, to the point. Now, in Kanye's defense.
Oh, no, don't defend this. Oh, okay, in his defense. I guess he can't give himself the award. So, okay, let me not get too upset. Go ahead.
The AMAs, unlike most other award shows, is one of the only award shows that the fans vote.
Gotcha.
So the only defense I'm raising here is the fact that fans don't know what gospel music is.
That's true. That's a good point. And I accept that. Yeah.
That is all I'm saying.
But it's sad. It's sad that fans don't know what gospel music is. They just see because I bet you most people just saw Kanye's name and just chose them because, sadly, the only person they probably even knew in that list outside of Kanye was Kanye West.
Yeah.
Or Kurt Franklin. But but most people probably only know Kanye West. So
100%.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I guess that's a good point to bring up that the fans did. But that is not. There is nothing even. It's not a gospel album at all. At all.
Well. Okay. And I agree with you. I think we've talked about our Kanye we talked about our opinions on Kanye on the last podcast.
Right. So let's leave Kanye there.
We'll leave Kanye there. What I will say is an album that is sounding quite like gospel, maybe not the genre, but it's gospel to my ears. y'all. This Adele album is really fire.
Is it, bro? You know, I got to be honest. I haven't listened to it yet, but I've been hearing mixed reviews. So
bro, I want to know who. Okay, just tell me, what is the chemical makeup of the people that are saying that they ain't feeling it?
Oh, I've seen some black people talk about it, and then people on Twitter. But
I'm telling you, fucks with it. Fucks with it.
I'm gonna listen.
Fucks with it. Like, fucks with it, man. Like, she got some aggressive stuff on there. Like, I just want to draw, and I say me an aggressive just because I think it's like we're so used to Adele having, like the slow, the ballads, and it's like they're fire. Like, her voice is like we talked about on the last, like, unfuckwittable. I'm not like there's no saying that she doesn't have an incredible voice, but sometimes like I want something to dance to. I want a vibe. Like I want it a little different. And she gave like some really like fire tracks.
I can't wait. I'm gonna listen
Cry
to
Your Heart Out, incredible. Oh my God, incredible. All Night Parking, it's this interlude, it's incredible. My Little Love is the ballad. That is the ballad, and that one is just. And I think it's like lyrical content of it is just grown. Like, and she mentioned in an interview with Zane Lowe on Apple Music ahead of the release, she talked about how everyone is making music for the TikTok. And she said, it's all temporary.
Who's going to make music for my generation? I'll do that gladly.
Yeah, she said, I'll do no. But she said, who's making music for the people that are in therapy working on themselves?
Yeah.
She says, I'll do that. And that's what the album just really, really reflects, man. It reflects growth and being in a
that was
good
a good
mood
accent, by the way. Sorry to cut you off, but we really killed that accent.
Thanks, mate. We should go to the pub and have a pint after this.
Yeah, absolutely. Gladly.
No, it's cultural appropriation.
Adele know we love her.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. No, she like it's dope. It just like the lyrical content of it. It just hits, man. So I mentioned above when we were talking about the trauma and needing something to balance it off. The Adele album helped and just like give me something to just like feel. Awesome. And New Music Fridays, man. I just want to talk about it. Adele, and then my man K Tronada. You already know. I talked about his concert for Halloween. He dropped a little 3-song EP of just grooves, man. It's black people. Man. We deserve
fire.
Yes. We deserve to dance, man. And the Pray for Haiti track. I love that one. Like we talked about Haiti on one of the last episodes of OTB. So it's just from that one to the one with Thundercat. Like it's just all amazing. Good grooves, and that's all I was focused on.
Some stuff we may or may not hear at the next capacity.
Oh, I mean, is there one? I think there might be. I mean,
maybe.
How about this? I might do a capacity party if you can be there, Hale, because like I just feel like you've never been to a capacity party. I haven't, and like I think it's time that you make the trip out here. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna do that. But yes, definitely some capacity bops. But New Music Friday, man, that's just part of my pick 6 of talking about Adele's awesome new album, man. Just definitely check it out. Yeah. I think I know it's so soon. I hate a 24-hour or 40-hour review, but this might easily be one of her best albums yet. It's awesome. It's awesome. So that's Adele, new K Tronada. Peep it if y'all need some good music to make you feel good.
Absolutely. I guess now that I think through my my picks for this week, maybe I did choose violence because my next pick is what took place yesterday in the Lakers and Detroit Pistons basketball game, the viral video that many of you probably have already seen with my favorite basketball player, LeBron James, and Detroit Pistons forward Isaiah Stewart. If you go back and watch the play, LeBron reaches back to get Isaiah Stewart off of him after a free throw, inadvertently hits him in the eye, causes him to bleed. But what takes place afterwards is nothing like you have maybe ever seen in sports, outside of the Malice in the Palace from 17 years ago. But Isaiah Stewart just was not going to stop. I mean, he was going after LeBron and the Lakers team and coaches. Coaches was trying to hold him back. Players were trying to hold him back, and he lost it. What killed me multiple times is I'm okay. And then they let him go, and then he takes off.
Yeah, then he goes, takes off. That's what in middle school. That was like, all right.
Literally, bro. I ain't going, I'm good.
Yeah, like, what the hell? Like, come
let
on.
Me at him. Let me at him. Let me have him.
Let me get a piece. I'm over here knocking my damn mic over. Okay, what I want to know. But I want to look. The whole thing is just busted now. Because you got me out here.
You over there swinging on the mic.
I'm over here swinging on the mic. LeBron, what? Okay. Is there a point at which, like, who was in the wrong here? Is there a point at which Isaiah Thomas just ain't got no sportsmanship?
Isaiah Stewart.
That's what I said. Isaiah Wallace. That's what I said.
So stupid.
I'm the sports guy on the show, Hale. Clearly. I'm the
I
resident.
would say that LeBron, and you know I'm a huge LeBron fan.
Yeah.
But he deserved to be ejected. He was trying to get him off, and it was one of those, man, get off me. Oh dang, I didn't mean to hit you that hard type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He deserved to be ejected. They suspended him for 1 game, and they suspended Isaiah Stewart for 2 games because Isaiah Stewart's reaction was, in my opinion, unsportsmanlike. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I get being angry, but like the NBA that we have grown up on has always shown us that there's really not going to be any fighting. It's just going to be some pushing and shoving. Like we didn't grow up in the NBA with our parents where there were literally people fighting on every game without suspension. Like that's not the NBA that we live in today. So they need to just chill. Like, you know, you're not about to really get your hands on LeBron James. Are you kidding me? Like, stop. So it was just ridiculous. Like even him running into the tunnel after the coaches let him go, and they had to warn the Lakers bench that he may run around the whole backside of the arena to try to come back out the other side to get. It was just ridiculous. So definitely very unsportsmanlike and ridiculous. But shout out to Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, because they was ready to fight for LeBron. I mean, there's videos of Russell having his hands up ready to go. Like it's hilarious. Shout out to those dudes because I need some people in my circle like that. You gonna ride or die. It may not be your fight, but put them hands up, square up.
Put the paws up. All right, look, I'm just saying.
Up.
Let me tell you one thing, nigga. Okay, look.
I'll ride for mine.
Okay. If I'm in a silly fight, you better walk the other way. If I'm in a silly fight,
as long as there's no guns or nothing, I'll put my hands up.
Oh my God, he said as long as there's no guns.
Can't no fist beat a gun.
Oh my God, it's not gonna happen. Look, I'm a round out. Hell, you know what? I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about an institution on Saturday night, and of course, I'm talking about good old Saturday Night Live.
Live from New York.
Live from New York. It's Saturday night. That's what I'm gonna round out my pick 6 with.
Okay.
Because I just want to give a huge shout out to the host, Simu Liu, first Asian American host, first Chinese Canadian host of SNL. And they had a great sketch with Bo and Yang where they pretty much, and I think black people go through the same thing where it's they made a parody of like, oh, I'm the first Chinese American to do this, and then Bo and Yang will say, well, I'm the first gay Chinese person to do it. Like, and they're just topping each other because it's like there's got to come a point where it's like we're just kind of like past the first times. Like, why is it always for the first of everything? Right. But nonetheless, Simu Liu was hilarious as a host. Weekend Update is really why I still watch, and the Weekend Update was just great because Michael Shea and Colin, they just the man. Yeah. But I want to draw special attention to your Saturday night programming to none other than Yobu. Oh, Hale.
Man. The diamond of my eye.
The diamond of your eye, if you will. Good old Sweetie. Did you... Sweetie, did you? Because people still think that's how you say her name. Not Sweetie,
I know.
Sweetie, did you happen to see her performance on SNL?
I did. I should have watched it on mute. I should have watched it on mute. Sadly, because the performance. You gonna say that about your girl like that? I wasn't gonna say something like that. I was gonna just simply say, "I love my girl."
Oh
no! I'm just saying. It just started off so good. It started off so promising. I liked the way it opened up, the nice little live band feel, but it was just a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot. And she's just not what we kind of clearly saw. And let me not say that she's not a performer because she can improve.
She is, yeah.
We've seen plenty of artists go from like really just not hitting on much to giving it all. Right. And I just hope that we see that. I am just curious as to how she's making the moves that she is making off of having sampled tracks. I still, outside of like the 2 songs, I'm like, does she have albums? Does she do things? Does she really have people that sell out arenas yet? And yet she's getting SNL and she got a whole McDonald's meal. Like, and I'm just curious about whatever is being sipped on at the Icy Life. Because she really making some moves that I don't know that she's not deserving of, but I think just watching SNL was like, honey, we got a road ahead of us. we got a road ahead of us, honey.
Oh, man. Shout out to my woman, Sweetie.
Oh man,
shout out to her.
My last and run it.
Last and final pick. I know I said I was gonna leave this man with the fantasy gospel music award that he won on yesterday, but Kanye. Literally. Kanye reached out to Drake via video a few weeks ago, asking to squash the beef and wanting to do a celebration benefit concert for Larry Hoover, talking about their albums, obviously Donda and CLB. And it looks like Drake has responded and invited Kanye all the way to Canada to be with him for a party with Dave Chappelle, and they kicked it. And it was just announced, I think it was a few days ago, that the concert is taking place on December 9th out in L.A.
L.A. Coliseum.
And Drake, yep. So,
yeah.
Very, very interesting to see what that's like, because obviously all we've known for the last few years is Kanye and Drake going back and forth at each other. So it's dope to see them back, just like it was dope to see Drake and Meek squash the beef. Like you said earlier, like, we glorify rap beef, meaning we glorify altercations between black people, and we shouldn't. Like, it just, especially stupid stuff like that. So it's good.
When you look, you be giving me them eyes when I be hitting, and I'm just,
you hitting, dog. You hitting. Ain't nobody saying nothing.
I'm saying you hitting. I'm saying you hitting because I'm giving you them eyes. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You hitting right there and saying that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's good. It's good. So I'm excited to see how the concert goes, and excited to see, because obviously I loved Certified Lover Boy, even though many didn't. And I wasn't a huge fan of Donda, but
both albums are very mid to me, so I could care less probably to see the performance. But it's happening and it's free. Tickets went on sale at the point that we're recording today, but I don't know. I might have other plans that night, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens. But hey, when you're LA based, sometimes I just be popping up places. You know what I'm saying? Sure. It's just I just be popping up. I be places. I be in Vegas. It just happens. Who knows where I'll be recording next week? You just never really know. We be moving. I do want to transition, man, to one of our favorite picks as we get out of the pick segment.
A consistent pick. Yeah.
A consistent pick that is not excuse me, that actually has all the drama. I wasn't going to say has no drama. Has all the drama possible. Yeah.
Yes.
My goodness, I'm talking about, of course, our favorite show, y'all. It's time for the Insecure Rap.
It's time for Herbert's Corner.
Herbert's Corner.
Brought to you by Camelback Mountain.
Brought to you by Camelback Mountain. Look, I said it. Because if you don't want a Lawrence and Gondola, you need to wrap up your thing. Okay, look, there's a reason. And look, we recently re-endorsed Camelback Mountain because right when you get the inkling to want to go have unprotected sex, just go hike Camelback Mountain.
Yeah.
Just instead get that energy off elsewhere. Go take a hike. That's what we say here on the Unfiltered Gems podcast. Y'all, we got to talk about this week's episode of Insecure. Once again, I just really think that every single week they keep talking to themselves. I know I keep saying that. Mm-hmm. I think the episode last week I might have enjoyed a little bit more. However,
I was going to say, go ahead.
However, I don't even want to get into ranking the episode. I just want to get into the content of this episode. Okay. All right. How long, Hale? This is the question. How long do you wait before you say I love you back?
Whew.
How long do you wait?
Oh, how long do I wait before I love you back?
Right?
Man,
I think we need to break the episode down in a few ways.
Yeah,
so Issa tells Nate that you're right. Issa tells Nathan. Spoiler, of course. Issa tells Nathan last night that and it wasn't exactly like I love you or I'm in love with you. And I think that there's different context for all that. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Because I'll fuck around and tell like my guy friends, girlfriends, all that. Like, oh man, I love you for this. You know what I'm saying? Like I love you as a friend for this. For those things that you do. And then they were talking while Nathan and Issa were walking Molly's dog because Molly's mother is in the hospital. And of course, we're going to get into controlling Molly, not controller by any means, but controlling Molly in another part of this conversation. But as far as Issa telling Nathan that she loves him, he did not say it back.
He didn't.
How long?
I don't know, bro. Honestly, to be honest with you, I always pray that I say it first, and if I don't say it first, then that whenever I hear it, then I'm ready to say it back. Because I just
have you ever been in that kind of situation?
I have not, thank God.
You
thank God.
You haven't?
Mm-mm,
you haven't?
Mm-mm.
I have.
Yeah,
I have.
Okay. Well, so the question should be to you then.
No. Since we're talking about it, I've been there where it's happened.
Mm-hmm. And how long did you wait, Malcolm? A year, 2 years, 5,
wow.
10,
no,
7, said it.
No. Because you don't have that long. I don't think that you have that long. I think if you're somewhere and like you hear "I love you" and you are not ready to say it back, then it's like you gotta like.
You hit it with the love what you got on today, girl. I love what you made for dinner that night.
I love that you're here with me in this moment, here in this spaceship.
I love you in that green dress. That's what I...
Yo, it's hard, man. So I'm curious, right? Because here I am. I'm rooting for Nathan and Issa. And you know this. Like, you know I'm team Nathan and Issa. I'm team Molly looking like she on her grown shit all the way up until this episode. And once again, she's overstepping.
Yeah, a little bit.
She's overstepping and she's not. It's really, really hard.
Right.
We'll get into Molly. Right. I want to end, but I want to round out the episode. I want to round out Issa right now. I want to round out the conversation on Issa. Is that I really think she threw out that "I love you." It was a more casual "I love you"
because she said
I don't know if it was.
She said it in a conversation, like mid sentence. She was just saying, like, "That's one of the things. That's the
you're
one
just
of the
so
reasons.
patient."
She said that's one of the reasons why I love you. Yeah,
yeah.
But she meant it.
She did.
I think
because or is she in love with two people? Because again, what we saw to end the episode. That's why I said I want to stay on. I want to stay.
Question.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Can you? I think the answer is an easy yes. I think you can love two.
Yeah,
people. Like or love like. So I don't.
But being in love with two people.
But being in love, yeah, like it's no. But that's what I mean. I think you could be in love with two people. Maybe. Because in this context, this
is going viral. Oh no!
I'm trying to make my point here. Stop it. Sincerely, because I think in context of Issa, she really is, and I don't think this is like something that we haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like
with Issa, or are you talking about just in general?
In general, like people fall in love with multiple people. Like often.
I don't know if we see that. Well, to me, I don't know if I'll say maybe it may be like celebrity or Bachelor or Bachelorette, but to me that's a fantasy. But I'm talking about
I'm not talking about reality TV.
Okay, thank you. So in my day-to-day life, I can't say that I've ever ran into somebody who has been in love with two people at the same time.
Well, I'm not going to tell you because no one's going to tell you when they're cheating.
Okay, so now man, I've got so many questions now. So you're saying if you're in love with two people at the same time, you're cheating?
No,
is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying I don't think anyone's going to volunteer to you. Cheating could be one thing. You might be in love with two people and be cheating. You could also be in love with two people, and sometimes in sports ball. Let me give you an update. There's a sports ball player whose wife gave him permission to sleep around, or wife gave him permission to like go have other relationships. You know, I think we've seen we've seen Will and Jada come forth and talk about their love life and having to evolve. I'm saying maybe love is not as monogamous as
but you're just as
people are making.
Those are celebrities or big famous people.
But it's not reality TV. It's real life.
I don't think those are real.
To the point that I'm trying to make about Issa, because I think you're derailing my point.
Okay, sorry. Yes,
you are clearly derailing my point, and it's anti-black. Okay,
no, it's not. What you're saying is, I just think what you're saying is a little reckless. I don't know if you can be in love with two people.
But clearly Issa is, and is she in the wrong? Is that reckless?
I don't know.
Because clearly,
I don't know if she's in love with both of them.
Because clearly, she loves Nathan. Because you said it's real. You think it's real. You said it's a real love.
Yes,
and what we saw at the end of this episode was clearly a woman that is still madly in love with Lawrence.
Listen,
and as much as I don't like it, Ray Charles can see that she is still madly in love with him.
Listen, let me tell you something.
Tell me, Uncle Ryan.
You can love someone and not be in love with them, can you not?
I agree with you.
So I think that Issa may love Nathan, but I don't think she's in love with Nathan yet. She still may be in love with Lawrence, Maybe that could be true, especially the look that she gave.
I'm sorry. Did you see that look?
But hold on, Malcolm. Because me and you have had a conversation about this off air.
Oh, are we bringing it to air? We talking about this right now?
Yes.
Run it.
Yes. If you see an ex, no matter how long sometimes it would be, and you see them with somebody else, whether you know if that's their significant other or if they're on a date, it could just be a friend and you don't know.
Sure.
But when you see an ex and that you haven't seen in a while, haven't talked to, when you see them, you do get that feeling, that pit in your stomach. That's what it looked like Issa had, that pit in her stomach where she stopped in the tracks.
You said you do. Do I?
I will say that I would. I feel like you've given me some context that you might as well. But I guess I'll ask you, would you feel that pit in your stomach or feel nervous?
It depends on who it is, though. It depends on the ex. It depends on the ex.
Exactly.
I've ran.
It's not gonna be for every ex, but yes.
Okay, cool. I'm just simply saying that. I'm not saying that like every former girlfriend I'm going to see and like
no. I'm just saying
this one. I'm like, hey, look at you.
Absolutely, me too. Okay. Look at you over there blossoming. I
know growth.
Thank God that we were. Let me stop. Thank God he didn't. Let me stop. Anyway, but
I'm flipping him off on video, so y'all should subscribe to the YouTube.
So I'm just saying, we have that ex where it stops you in your tracks, no matter how long it's been. So I don't know if I can honestly say yet that she's blatantly in love with Lawrence, or if it's just like, dang, I haven't seen you since.
No, my argument, I'm going to stand on it, and I want to know how y'all feel as listeners. Is Issa still in love with Lawrence based off the context of last episode? I am going to go on madly.
Okay, that's cool. But while you're answering that, listeners, please, before you answer that, let us know: can you be in love with two people? Because
yes,
God,
yes, you can. Can you be in love with two people? Can you be in love with two people? Can you be in love with two people?
How would that work? I was just trying to figure that out. If you're not cheating, please explain to me how that works.
Oh, okay. Especially if you're not cheating, please. Like, let's give all context to that.
All context, yes.
All context to that. Now, I'm not saying that me personally, I have been in love with two people at the same time.
Right.
I have, however, met people who have been in love with two people at the same time. Sometimes it's the in-between relationship phase. Sometimes it is they're in a relationship with somebody who they do love or are in love with and have not. They're not cheating, but they're in this. They're madly drawn to this man or this woman or this person, and they're trying to navigate. Damn, like I think it's like it's a love that I have, and again, it's not exactly for me to understand. I don't say that. I don't know if I understand it,
bro.
But just because I don't understand it, just because I don't understand it doesn't mean that it's not possible for somebody to love.
What you're saying is they're in a relationship and they're madly in love with their person that they're dating, but they feel this draw to another person. Is this another person that they've dated? Another person that they've?
That's what I'm saying. It could be in between like either you're in between relationships where you might have ended one, you might still have feelings there, and you might be trying to start one, and maybe that person.
I don't know if that's healthy. I'm being honest. With you.
I didn't say it was healthy.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's healthy to be in love with two people at the same time. But
maybe
I don't even think personally. I don't even think that's. To me, I don't know if that's actually possible, but if it is, I'm going to say it's not healthy. I'm going to go with a no for that, though. It's a no for me.
I think that maybe you.
Let's
maybe
hear
you
from our
can.
listeners, though.
Okay, but hey, Untitled Gems podcast is where you can find us. We'll have to put we'll have to put. Producer Sarah will remind us. It'll be in the show notes to put the poll up. We'll have to put it on.
We'll put that up.
You know what I'm saying? We'll put it up. But I want to know: can you be in love with two people? And what else did I say? Is Lawrence still madly in love with the?
Right.
Is Issa still madly in love with Lawrence? I think
we got a lot of questions though too, because I do want to know also like how long is too long to wait to say I love you back. We got a lot of questions, man.
Because how long is it?
I don't know, bro. Like I do agree with what you said. It's a short period of time. I don't feel like you got a short window. And honestly, Malcolm, I may be wrong for this, but honestly, if I heard I love you before I was ready to say it, I might just say it back only because.
Hell no. Hell.
Listen to
me. You're
a
monster. You're a monster.
I'm a monster for saying I love you back. Isn't that something?
When you don't mean it, you a liar.
I'm not. Can I finish my point?
No.
Can you give me the latitude of completion? That's from the Harder They Fall. Shout out to my girl from the Harder They Fall. Listen, I'm saying it may be easier to say that you love them back because, to your point, you have a short period of time, and when in that short period of time are you just going to pop it up and say, you know what, girl, you said I love you to me last Wednesday, and at the time I didn't get a chance to say it. Like, it's just going to be weird. Like, I would just rather say I love you then at that point, especially if it's somebody I'm in a relationship with and I know that the trajectory is towards that.
We got to move on. I can't do this because what you're saying is that you're willing to lie. You're willing to lie.
That is not a lie. That is not a lie.
What you just said is that you would let a girl say, I love you. And that way you could avoid the awkwardness. You would just say, I love you back.
Not any girl. That's not what I said. Not any girl. I'm saying a girl that I am in the relationship with that the trajectory is towards that point. If I'm not saying that
manifesting love out your mouth. Is that what you just do? You just like, I love you. I don't mean it, but like, and that
might not be the best option.
I don't think it is. That don't sound healthy.
Well, now you want to use my stuff. It don't sound healthy.
You're damn right.
Let's go on to Molly then, because I do want to know your thoughts on that, because you made the comment that you felt like she was a little controlling and doing a little too much. So before we wrap up our insecure segment for the day, what are your thoughts on Molly and how she handled the situation, which is a tough situation to handle with any parent in the hospital and going through that. So what were your thoughts there?
One, episode kicks off and you're just like thinking, oh, here she is living her life, and I'm all for it. I'm super team Molly living her life. Mm-hmm. The reason I mentioned the controlling aspect of it is because it's not just manifested in her relationship with her parents and with how she's approaching her hospital life. It's how controlling and how hands-on she wants to be with her corporate life. And clearly, sis, you can't do both. And as per usual, she is doing the most. She is the Chloe Bailey, no shade, of the show, where she is just doing the absolute most, and it's going to come at her detriment. And I think what it is, yes, should her parents have told her about the stroke 100%, I would be just as fuming if that happened. But I have also been there where there's things that have happened to my parents that I was informed of after the fact.
Right.
And
we all have as kids.
No, as an adult. Like, I'm talking about this year.
No, I'm saying as kids, being kids of
yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying. So like, and I don't want to take it there and take it to a personal point of like this year, but it's just like things will happen, and I'm just like, well, what the actual fuck? How come you didn't let me know? You know what I'm saying? And I might not have reacted in the same way that Molly did, and I think that's what exactly turns a lot of people off from maybe sharing that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Is just because like, hey, you're acting up right now. You're making this about you. You know, and that does detract most times. I think it's what we're seeing though is that she is so convinced that she's the only one that has it together. Of that whole family, yeah, you might, but you also need to offer more grace to your parents in this all at the same time. You know, she steps in. Okay, cool. You can give everything to me because like my dad won't be able to handle it. And albeit though that's probably true. She is probably the most qualified. She is the next of kin. She is that person. But I think it's how she's stepping in. It's how she's stepping in to do it. You know what I'm saying? That is going to be the issue. And it's the fact that she's trying to do this, and then of course she's stepping in and trying to be Superwoman at her job. Right. And I feel like most people, it's not just a woman thing or just not a man thing. Most people will try to be super people. Will try to be Superman. Will try to be Superman, Superwoman when we don't have it in us to be.
Right.
You know, even back up to like how we talked about Rittenhouse and Dolph and just like the trauma. It's like sometimes it's like it's okay to offer yourself grace. It's okay to dance. It's okay to say no. I'm not going to do this today. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And again, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, just even going off of that, we saw an example of that when the doctor came in and gave the report on her mom, and he was like, I can relay this to your family. Oh, no, I got it. Like, why are you putting that much pressure on yourself, Molly? But like you said, Molly is just used to being controlling. She's used to being in control. And I think for Molly, when we've seen Molly at her best is when she just lets things play out the way that they should. Yes. And we see Molly at her worst when she's trying to control the situation. You can't control everything that happens in your life. You're not supposed to.
You're not.
Just let things play out the way they should.
And I mean, point made. She even did the whole WebMD thing. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, we need to check for this. Like, ma'am, you're not a, you know, and I love the black nurse. You're one of those. Yeah. Like, and we get that a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's where maybe the challenge for her this season isn't clearly in her relationship life. Now she can offer herself a lot more grace, but now she's going to have to apply that to a lot of places. And I'll even touch on other relationships and other parts of your life. I'll even be very vulnerable. I mentioned this like last week, I think in prep, but I haven't said on the pod, but like I've been like super hyped because I'm like in therapy lately. I have an awesome new therapist I've been seeing for the past like 2-3 weeks, and it's a great relationship. And I'm like getting so much out of it. And a slight lesson she was giving me recently was in areas of my life that I can apply a heavy amount of grace, areas of my life that I can apply a level of freedom to myself to experience. She pointed out how easy it is for me to apply it elsewhere in my life and not apply it to the parts of my life that might need it most.
Right.
And I think it's a tendency for us where sometimes it's like we saw Molly was very controlling in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? But clearly she can let go of that, but why is she still controlling in her family life? Why is she still, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna be her lesson is now she needs to apply that in all aspects of life. How she's now doing her relationships and relationshiping in a romantic and intimate setting. She's gonna have to apply that same level of grace to her relationship with her parents to her relationship to her relationship with Issa, and I think you're seeing that, you know what I'm saying? Like they're both taking from each other what they can now in their adult lives, and I think that's where the beauty of their growth comes from. So I'll leave it there.
Excited about Issa and Molly, man. Shout out to prayer works.
Shout out to prayer. Shout out.
Wrap this segment up with prayer works. Prayer still works. Thank you.
Thank you, Sierra and Russell Wilson. We're gonna take a quick break. This is Unfiltered Gems. We got to come back. Got to show y'all some love for the Thanksgiving holiday.
Do you like incredible musical performances and engaging conversations? Well, we've got both of those things for you right here at Mental Notes Live, the talk show focused on giving you tools to grow your faith, mindset, and progress. Hosted by yours truly, Ryan Hale. Be sure to follow us everywhere on any social media platform at Mental Notes Live, and go catch up on all of our previous episodes by visiting mentalnoteslive.com. All right, y'all, we're back with Unfiltered Gems. Again, I am Ryan Hale.
And I'm Malcolm Alexander.
Yes. And we would be remiss, obviously, with Thanksgiving coming up this week, if we didn't talk a little Thanksgiving before we ended up today's episode. Got to start with what we hit every Black family Thanksgiving with before they say the dinner prayer, of what are you grateful for, bro? We got so much to be grateful for. I know we led off the podcast talking about lots of trauma and sad things that were happening in the world, but even still, we still got so much to be grateful for. So I'll let you kick things off, bro. What are you thankful for?
You know, I'll be real honest. Like the one thing I am so grateful for, and it's one thing in particular, I am grateful for presence. Not presents, right? Actual presence that I can create for myself on the day-to-day in a world that is mad. In a world that family and friends everyone's moving around, everyone's doing their own thing, right? We're just getting older, you know, so it's like friends change, family changes, dynamics change with everybody. Work, I mean, we're still in this panini, you know what I'm saying? It ain't over. Like it's like, so I'm very grateful for presence that I can create with myself. I'm grateful for presence that I get to create with my friends and my loved ones. I'm very, 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 very grateful that I get to create presence with my listeners too, and just with a lot of my life, like just being, you know, presence and being present. Like I'm taking off at Black Friday. I'm taking off because I have some gigs in Mexico this weekend, and I'm like really excited. And I'm just excited to like kind of be there and go to the beach, and just like I look forward to just meditating on the beach, you know, and so it's like it's that type of just presence that I just look forward to creating, man.
Awesome.
What about you? What about you, man? What are you grateful for?
Yeah, sticking in the peas. I am also grateful for peace. Really grateful for peace. I started a lot of new ventures, and at the beginning of the year, I could not find peace anywhere. Sadly, I was just going through a dark time where I just wasn't really happy. But like you mentioned earlier, therapy has really helped as well, and just having people around you who you can kind of be vulnerable with and bounce ideas off of and help push you and challenge you and love you and be a shoulder to cry on and help you grow. All of that is necessary. But I'm just really grateful that coming towards the close of this year, I've really found a lot of peace, bro. Like I've just been able to kind of rest in a thing that a friend told me actually a few months ago was that he knows that I'm waiting for a lot of things to manifest, knows that I'm dreaming about a lot of things. I've got a vision for a lot of things. But he was just like, rest in the promise of God, like rest in God and know that these things in due time will pass and these things in due time will come to pass. So that's what I've just been resting on, bro, and having peace that everything that I'm dreaming for and everything that I'm praying for and everything that I know is going to manifest at some point will come in due time. So I'm really grateful for peace because I definitely needed that at the beginning of the year. So
yeah, man,
it's been great.
Peace and presence, baby.
Yes,
like
definitely
two things to give a whole lot of gratitude for.
Yes.
Of course, we got to give gratitude to the food as well. But not all things.
Because I'm going to need a piece of pie, too, with my piece. You heard me?
Oh, but we need to know what kind of pie. So we're going to get into it. We got to get into it, right? Because not all Thanksgiving foods are made the same, especially in a black household.
Facts.
So we are going to be doing a simple, so a very, very quick game just to round out. And, of course, listeners, at Untitled Gems Podcast, we want to know your opinions about these Thanksgiving foods, okay? So what we're going to do, we have a ranking system, okay? Top of it, okay? I'm going to give a list of foods, right? Top of it, we got to have it, okay? The mid is mid. Well, that's kind of like, we could do it without it. If it's not on my plate, it's not on my plate. If it is, cool, whatever. I'll eat it. And the end is, it's a no for me, dog. Trash. It's a no, trash, one of those, okay? So once again, to the listeners, a little Randy Jackson, you know what I'm saying? So top, gotta have it. The middle is just the mid. Could do with it, without it, I'll eat it, I won't eat it. And trash, it's a no for me, dog, okay? That's it, okay? We gotta start off with I want to get, I'm going to mix it up. I don't want to do all the main courses. So we're going to start off with one of the most highly debated side dishes, I feel like. Mac and cheese.
There's no debate. There's no debate. And if you are debating this, then you need to go get checked out. It's a gotta have it. Anytime, anywhere. Gotta have it. Absolutely. Okay. What about
I am going to go mid.
All right, and that is an end of today's podcast. Thank you guys. I'm Ryan Hale.
Now here's why. I'm gonna say mid because no. I'm gonna say mid because I'm pro-black. I'm gonna say mid.
Are you?
Because I'm pro-black.
Oh, stop it!
I'm gonna say mid because I'm pro-black, and here's why. God. I'm sincere. I'm serious. Look, take this down.
Boo this man. Boo this man.
Hear me. Y'all folk know y'all lactose intolerant. And y'all know damn well you shouldn't be eating no dairy, no cheese. And what y'all doing is screwing y'all whole family's holidays up because you invite us over. We ain't even trying to be there anyway. We annoyed after the first 2 hours. And y'all just some shit lockers. Y'all just farting up and down the house after the mac and cheese, after eating all that dairy, knowing damn well your body can't handle it. It's mid because there's better dishes that you can have on your plate that ain't going to be running through your body with your lactose ass. As folk, we are lactose. Y'all don't even
that's
like
one
no
of the worst.
milk.
That's one of the worst takes that Malcolm has had on this podcast. So I apologize first for him.
But y'all know damn well y'all know y'all lactose.
Listen, take some lactose medicine, people, and enjoy your mac and cheese. Ain't no way in
the lactate ain't helping. And my real ones know. If you really got it, like myself, y'all know damn well the lactate ain't helping.
Well, you're not judging. You're not actually ranking correctly though. It can't be mid just based off lactose intolerance. It has to be.
Hell, we have to move on. It is mid. Conversation over. Okay, it's mid. Oh, we have to move on. Fried turkey, gotta have it mid. Trash. Hell.
Fried turkey, man, that's tough. I honestly don't have fried turkey often. Wow. Most of my times, my mom just makes the regular turkey in the oven, so I don't know if I've had fried turkey that much. So, for me, I guess it would be mid because I can have turkey any kind of way. So. I'm gonna go mid for that one.
Maybe let's say turkey then. Turkey.
Oh, turkey gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Okay. Yeah. But the fried turkey. But I understand you may not fry it. We are a fry family. We fry the turkey. We fry it every single year. And so I like oven baked, but I prefer fried.
Okay.
That's me.
So gotta have it or mid?
Gotta have it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I gotta have turkey, and it's gotta be fried. Turkey
Got
is a meat that takes so like you
Takes
gotta
a
know how
while.
to season it. It
Yeah,
takes a while.
for
You gotta
sure.
know how to season it because it's a bland ass piece of meat. So it's like I really need. I need it fried. I need it seasoned proper. I need someone who knows what they're doing when
Well,
they're frying
it's
it.
nothing. It's nothing like a little gravy or dressing to help out with your turkey. So
This is true. So to dressing and or stuffing,
ain't no and or.
depended.
So sick it is.
What's the difference? There's no difference.
We should have talked through your answers pre. Because
There's
you
no
are really,
difference.
Really
There's
shocking
no
me today.
difference between dressing or stuff.
I don't even think I know you. Who are you?
What's
No,
the difference?
no. There is a big difference.
There's
No,
no
no, no,
difference
no.
between dressing and stuffing.
Dressing is way more is a lot more moist. Stuffing is usually very dry, not a lot of good seasoning to it. Dressing got
depends
your
on how
black
you make
mama's
it.
foot in it.
Most
Got
delicious.
your grandmama's seasonings on it. You gotta have some good dressing where your mom pulls out the recipe from the drawer and the recipe got some grease on it, got a little mac and cheese from last Thanksgiving, got a little stuff on it. That's how you know that's gonna be some good dressing. You know what I'm talking about, black people. Come on. That's the guy to have it.
To my black people, my question for the segment then is stuffing or dressing. What is it? What is it?
I speak.
What is it?
I speak for the black delegation. This is dressing.
Is there like no? I'm looking online. Online, it's like there's no difference.
Oh my gosh.
There's no difference. I guess I guess for me, I've had both, and to me, they taste the same.
Oh boy.
Now I'll agree. I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I just see no difference between stuffing or dressing. I think that's my debate. Apparently there is a he looks like you look at me like uncultured swine. He's upset. Okay, we're moving on. Chitlins.
Oh, it's definitely it's a no for me. I've never had
It's a
chitlins in my
hard
life.
no.
Yeah.
What?
But
How can you say
let
it's
me
a no if you've never had it?
let me explain. Growing up in Ohio, my grandmother used to cook chitlins lots of times. And when we would go over there, I would just walk into this ungodly smell.
Yeah,
that was just
We know the
enough for me
smell.
to know that I don't need to ever taste those.
To be
it's-
very honest with you, though,
Yeah.
I completely agree. It was so funny. I did like a Thanksgiving with my friend's family a couple years back when I was living in Arizona, actually, and the mom loved chitlins, and I remember the smell as a kid, and I was like, oh, I couldn't do it as a kid, and then as an adult, I was like, I thought I was gonna do it, and she said, oh, Malcolm, yeah, so I gave me the whole plate. And it was just right there. It was just right, hail. And she goes, yeah, no, eat it up. And I literally I started a little bit. Just a little bit. And I literally I ate everything, and then I didn't eat that. And she just looked at me. She goes, are you gonna have some? And I said, honestly, mom, I can't. I thought I was going to be able to, and I couldn't. And I felt so bad. It was one of the few times that I actually denied a black mother food. I said, I just can't.
I mean, I just think that we have
can't do
cooked
it.
every single part of the pig. We can leave the intestines alone.
Well, speaking
That's all the chitlins are pig intestines.
Well,
right?
so keeping it in the pig family, because y'all know, as black folk, okay, if we really trying to raise our vibration, if we really trying to open up that third eye, we got to stay away from the swine. You already know what it is. How you feel about ham? How you feel about the ham? It's got to be honey glazed if you're gonna talk to me.
How do you feel about ham first before I give my answer? I would love to hear yours.
Why I got to go first?
Because I've been going first every time.
Okay, I'm gonna say for ham. Despite always trying to avoid pork, I definitely will always eat some ham if it's cooked right on Thanksgiving. It's got to be done right. I can do without it on Christmas, because Christmas most times is lately the past few years we've been kind of switching up as a family, and we're we ain't got to do what we do for Thanksgiving.
We do
on
brunch for Christmas, actually.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Just do something different. It could be like it doesn't have to be because I think for so long you always do the same thing. Yeah. And it's why? I do. I really love it. At least if it's cooked right. Huh? If it's cooked right, I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
For me, the reason why I was gonna ask is because I know that's my family's gotta have it too. For me, it's a mid. I don't really need ham like that on Thanksgiving. Now, I will say, which is weird, the next day, because Thanksgiving leftovers, there's no better
for the
leftovers.
black delegation.
There's no better leftovers in the world
y'all
than
hear
Thanksgiving
that?
leftovers.
You be your own people.
Okay, listen to this guy. Remember, this guy said don't eat mac and cheese, okay? So that's enough.
Because he loves y'all. Because I love y'all.
There's no better leftovers than Thanksgiving leftovers, first off. And the next day, ham just hits a lot harder for me than the day of Thanksgiving. So that's why I can either take it or leave it. It's a mid for me.
Wow. Yep. That sounds like betrayal to your own people, but it's fine.
Oh, stop it.
It's fine dressing. All right. Collard greens.
Oh, gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Especially
if I'm
with
making
some
them.
hot sauce. Oh, you make some cooked greens?
I like when I tell you, I know I whip greens. Like
Really?
yeah, I whip the hell out of greens.
That's surprising.
Wow.
Well, you've just said don't eat mac and cheese, and you're a big fan of stuffing, so don't really know how those would be seasoned. Little concerned.
Wow.
Tad bit concerned.
Wow. It's the shade has officially been thrown. You were okay, biting words.
That's that person you invite to Thanksgiving and say, yeah, you make the greens. But you also tell Big Mama to make the greens too, just in case.
Wow. You know what? Look, if you actually bring yo unfunny, uncultured ass out here, you might just get blessed with not only my greens, which gotta have it if I'm making them. Because not all greens are made the same.
True.
They're just not. I've had plenty of bad green, as I've had plenty of bad grit in my life. You know what I'm saying? The plural grit instead of the grits. I've definitely had some questionable greens, but they're gotta have it. They're gotta have it. Another dish that I have to be making as well. I'm not gonna lie. Because this is my cup right here. This is my cup of dishes. I'm fire at whipping yams. I'm fire at whipping the yams.
Nothing better than
and how you want them, too. You want them oven baked? You want them mashed? You want them candied? How you want them? I'll look, baby. I'll whip them yams, and I'm not even trying to make a mistake. I'm joke, but I whip them yams. I do. I promise you. These, and I'm sorry that my voice is just going deeper. Yams.
Yeah, me too.
Yams. I'm fire at the yams. I just am.
Okay.
I promise. I'm doing yams this year, and I'm doing mac and cheese. Those are the two things that I'm making. I'm fire at making mac and cheese. I was tasked with it for the family potluck this year. I was tasked with it.
All right, black people, be weary. Might have
I'm
no
just
milk
saying.
in your mac and cheese.
Look, and actually, and I do use milk alternatives. I'm doing what I can each year to step in and use cleaner products for the mac and cheese.
I can see Malcolm now on Instagram with a whole cooking video of almond milk mac and cheese.
No, look. I'm gonna put it on there because you know what it is? I don't be telling people what I do every year because like my dad always loves to try to throw shade when he because he'll eat it and he know it's fire and then he'll always be like, let me guess, you ain't got no milk over here. Huh?
You taste it? Come on, Mr. Brinkley. You know what's up.
But he'll eat the whole thing. He'll be like, damn, this shit was good. And I'm like, well, but look. But it was fire. And so that's what it is. I'm just trying to do better for my people. That's all I'm trying to do because I'm pro-black, but it's okay. Look, the yams, the mac and cheese. And you know what else I whip up along with the greens? Okay, we got to know. Black eyed peas. Got to have it. Mid or trash.
It's a no for me. Absolutely, it's a no for me. Can't stand black eyed peas. Don't like the way they. I don't like the way they look, and
you are speaking for the black delegation.
They don't taste like anything, bro. Those are not good. They're not good.
No, and okay, I'm dead ass. I'm actually like so sincere here. My boy Kelly said he couldn't stand greens. He came over here one time, and sometimes I'll just make greens on the random. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta do a smoked neck bone. For me, I try not to do the pork, so I'll do a smoked turkey bone as like a base, right, to cook it and to really suck it down. And then you gotta do onion. You gotta look. I'm just there's a way to do it.
Oh yeah, there's a way to make greens.
I'm saying peas, black eyed peas. I'm saying peas. I'm talking about peas. Look, and it's all I had. And he came over and he's like, man, I'm real hungry. And I was like, hey, it's all I got. He's like, man, I really don't even eat black eyed peas. He took a bite. And when that whole bowl was done, he said, I've never liked anyone's greens, but I like yours. I'm serious. I'm going to make you some.
See, you just talked about greens and black eyed peas and the same thing.
I can make both. I'm fire at making both.
Yeah, it's still going to be a no for me, though.
Look,
black eyed peas.
Gotta have it. I love black eyed peas. And not only, look, I mean, and like I eat them 365 regularly, so it's like it don't even have to be a holiday for me to have them. Okay? Wow. But if they're on my plate for Thanksgiving, I'm not mad. Okay? We got to round it out. We got to get down to mashed potatoes. Got to have it mid or it's a no.
On Thanksgiving, for me, I do like mashed potatoes, but on Thanksgiving, it's not something that we usually have, so it's a mid for me.
Wow, I feel
can
like
usually
that's
do without it.
interesting. I like it's mid. For me,
mid.
It is mid. I'll be real honest. Like I could do without it, but like I always enjoy when it's done right. I enjoy. I think like I like a really good mash. Like
I don't need it.
I like when people know what, like, especially when you give me a good garlic mash. Like when you can do a really good homemade. Like I feel like people always chintz with the. I think the reason it's mid for most of us is because people love to go with the box for mashed potatoes, and it's not gonna hit right. But when you really put some love into mashed potatoes, it could be. But I just feel like you're still doing a spud if you got a good yam. So that's maybe why I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. It's a mid. I don't need it.
Yeah, and I would actually agree with you. Okay, we got to round out with one of the last and final sides, cranberry sauce.
Mid as well for me. I don't really need it.
I don't need it, but I'm not mad if it's there. It's mid.
Yeah, same.
It's mid. It's mid. Yeah. All right, look, we're gonna split. This is where we figure out if this podcast continues on or if it doesn't.
We got to hit up some desserts too. So
we got to hit the desserts.
Okay,
let's do it. This is gonna be. This is gonna be it. Okay, our relationship rides on this.
You stupid.
The sanctity of this podcast rides on this right here.
What's up?
Banana pudding.
Man, I was hoping you didn't ask that because you should know this though. I absolutely hate bananas.
So God, you like some weirdos, man. Y'all weird. Y'all weird. Y'all suck. Y'all are terrible people. Huh. Y'all are just it's
Can't
wrong.
Can't even get my answer out. It's a no for me though. Yeah, I know you're upset. It's okay. You'll be fine. It's a no for me still. It's a no for me as well. I can't stand bananas, bro.
But banana
you know what's crazy is I've had banana pudding multiple times, and I've tried it because I know I hate bananas, and then it's like, oh, you're not gonna take. It's just nasty. It's not good. Not
okay,
good,
all right.
I know you got to have it, don't you?
I gotta have it. I gotta have it. I love it. But it just tastes like pudding. It's good with the vanilla. Oh my God, it's so good.
The one that should decide it all, though. I know I'm probably jumping, but
no,
I gotta know.
What's the next
pumpkin or sweet potato pie?
We're doing gotta have it. We're doing
okay.
No. I'm that's a debate for a whole different podcast.
That's true. Okay, fine. So sweet potato pie then.
Gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Yep, gotta have it.
Pumpkin pie.
It's a no for me.
Pumpkin. What I would say, I gotta have it. I love both. However, I will in the ranking of them, I will say sweet potato is better.
Sweet potato is better. I'll say pumpkin is a mid because it's not terrible, but I don't really. If I have the choice, it's always sweet potato for me.
Because you know what it is, I will say so. Given this is so real, West Coast. Growing up on the West Coast, it's like if you don't make it, you're not gonna get it in the stores. So like
sweet potato pie.
Yeah, you're not gonna get sweet potato pie in the stores.
It's an East Coast thing.
So
I had it all the time.
I would say it's more East Coast or it's more Southern. Like at least like when I go visit family down south, they make them, and it's just like we'll make everything, but like we were a family where it's like we just gonna store buy all the desserts. So like sugar. So it's like I think, and then when you get the store bought sweet potato pies that you get, we're like they'd be cool, but it's just not the same. Like so, I feel like you either got to make it or you have to.
I had an aunt, rest in peace, who used to make an amazing sweet potato pie. Like so good, she used to sell them. Like those were fire. Yeah, fire sweet potato pies. So
yeah.
I need
that. So like I would I would say like so sweet potato pie is just like it's almost harder to come by, and I feel like pumpkin pie is more universally just good because I feel like it's kind of hard to fuck up a pumpkin pie. So I'm gonna give both a gotta have it. I gotta have both because I love my pies and I love my sugar. Yes, y'all already hear me say sweet potato over pumpkin. I'm just gonna say universally, I think it's just pumpkin's a little bit more accessible. I am gonna say that. We're gonna round out with apple pie, warmed up with a little bit of ice cream.
Please lay it out for me, and it's a gotta have it. Gotta have it. I love it. Nice, nothing like an apple pie a la mode to finish off a beautiful Thanksgiving. Man,
you know
amazing.
What? I wouldn't agree with you. Or I mean, I wouldn't agree with you more. I couldn't agree with you more. That's what I'm saying. So, the sanctity of this podcast might have been saved by your conscious decision.
I'm still going to question if I'll be back next week after your mac and cheese comment. I can't lie. So, we'll see.
You know what? Well, look. You know what? I hope. I hope your little IBS. I hope your little rectum is okay after you.
I'm not lactose though.
See, but you lucky. A lot of folk are.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said take some medicine and keep pushing. I I'm not gonna be offended.
I'm gonna hope one day your body changes because because you know what it was, and I wasn't always it didn't always get me. So like it was like I used to like mac and cheese. If we would have had this conversation 10 years ago, bro, we would have been mac and cheese heads together. It's just a different lifestyle now. It's just like my stomach is just different, bro. And then I'm seeing my people's around me, their stomach's different. Like, I'm just tired of seeing my people hurting each other. You know what I'm saying? Over some noodles with some cheese on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when there are plenty of other side dishes. But look, we had a little fun for Thanksgiving. Episode that was a little heavy at the beginning. We thank y'all for bracing through it because we have to talk about it. We want to continue to have these conversations. But of course, man, we had tons of fun, and we're wishing y'all tons of merry, and happy and blessed Thanksgivings. Hell, you got anything before we dip, fam?
No, man. I love it. I love the show as always. Love everybody for listening. Thank you so much. And as if we didn't mention, also we are so grateful for you guys. So happy Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy the episode. And as always, we'll definitely see you guys next week.
Yeah. Follow us everywhere at Unfiltered Gems Podcast. Of course, make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe, and do all those other things on the YouTube page as well. We appreciate it. Happy, and merry Thanksgiving. And for Unfiltered Gems, I'm Malcolm Alexander.
And I'm Ryan Hale. Peace, y'all.